started. Can we just start with you guys saying your names and how long you've lived in Windsor, maybe what neighborhood you live in?
Okay, my name's Enita Jubrey, and I have lived in Windsor 32 years, around there. I work for the town of Windsor, assistant to the town manager.
My name is Agnes Pier. I lived in Windsor since 1971. I am retired as of now. I was town clerk in the town clerk's office. I worked there from 2001 until I retired in 2013. And our story
Is about Windsor's 375th anniversary celebration. Agnes was town clerk at the time, and I was still am working with the town. And so we began planning for the 375th anniversary celebration 2 years prior to the date, gaining funding from the town council to do a number of activities. And there were many throughout the year.
Yep.
That culminated in September of 2018. So there was a large committee of community members, and we did a number of events. So one was
the chairman of the 375th.
was John Pier.
Yes.
And
Do you want to tell him, or I do?
okay, so John Pier was the chair, and he decided to grow his hair out in honor of the event to get that kind of colonial look. He didn't have much hair on top, but it did grow long, and it was straggly, but it was the effort that counted.
He wanted to look like John Adams.
Yes.
Except that he was the spitting image of Ben Franklin.
Yes, he was. Yes. So he was the leader. He was the chair of the event and kept us all in line at all of our meetings. And so talk about the historic document.
That's
thing.
right. So what ended up happening, one of the things was I was town clerk at the time. Anita was in charge of everything with the town and public relations. And so we had to attend the meetings.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we had to attend the meetings. And I had some problems with the way the chair ran the meetings.
Because it was her husband.
So in the end, we were standing in Anita's office, and I was standing in Anita's office, and Anita was there, and I had finally said, I can't do this. And he's sitting there, and he's talking to Anita about it, and I said, I can't attend your meetings anymore, because if you worked for me, I would have fired you.
So that was the end of Agnes.
And then first of all, he looked at both of us, and he said, problem is that you're both my two Wisconsin wives. Because I grew up in Wisconsin and Anita grew up in Wisconsin. It's just that there were about 10 years difference between the two of us. I was younger.
Yes.
Actually. Anyway, so one of the things, we had events, so we had partnerships with everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
Right.
All of the schools partnered with us.
Right. We kicked off with a reception. It was held at Loomis Chafee, and we invited all the 20 daughter towns. So Windsor at one time encompassed almost the whole state of Connecticut. And all the daughter towns we invited to this reception at Loomis. It was very hotsy-totsy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very nice. And we had special coins made, and we had gifts for them at this reception. So that kind of kicked off the whole thing. And Loomis was a very big partner, as was the Windsor Historical Society and the Chamber of Commerce. Those were kind of the four main entities that ran the whole thing. And so they hosted that reception, and they also hosted later in the year fireworks. We had fireworks display, the best fireworks that Windsor has ever seen. And it was very interesting because we had a concert going on in the green, and then everyone walked from the green. They walked to the Loomis campus, and in the back by the meadows, there's a hillside, and so it was a perfect natural outdoor arena for these fireworks. And so people were sitting on the side of the hill, and they were sitting around, and the fireworks were fabulous.
Oh, they were, extraordinary.
Yes.
Then as town clerk, I decided that one of the things I wanted to do was, the town of Windsor is extraordinarily fortunate because we still retain all of the prime documents. So we have our land records, we have births, deaths, marriages, town council meetings, the original meetings going all the way back to 1639, even the meetings going. So I decided I would do a document exhibition.
Yeah.
And I would do this in the town hall, and I did a lot of research, and I bought
glass cases.
Yeah. And I was going to do it for a 3-week period of time during the month of September.
Yes.
Because that's the way it was. And so we had this big reception. So I did that, and I had all these wonderful records set
Matthew
up.
Grant's diary.
Oh yeah, we had Matthew. Well, we couldn't get Matthew Grant's diary because the state of Connecticut has that.
Wouldn't let us use it.
Oh, right. Once the state gets a document from you, you'll never get it back from them. Ever.
But we got to go look at it, and people had to wear gloves and everything.
Right. We got to go down and we got to look at it and that kind of stuff. And that what they did was they put it on a computer. So during our document thing, during the 3 weeks we had that, you had Matthew Grant's diary going there. And it was too bad we didn't have Matthew Grant's diary, but we have the land records and we have all those other things. And so I had a reception, and I invited the Hartford town clerk and the Wethersfield town clerk and all the daughter town clerks to this reception. So, of course, Wethersfield was going to have their 375th, but it happens to have to be 2 years later than ours.
Yes.
So Dolores comes up to me and she says, "Oh, I love this. I'm going to do this for our 375th."
Yes.
So Dolores went back to do it for her 375th. She went back. Come to find out, Wethersfield had given all of their records to the state. They don't have any prime documents.
Yes.
So that was too bad. But our exhibit went forward. It was fun. Then the next thing is we had...
Well, I just want to say
go ahead.
that those very interesting documents, if you participate in the Town Citizens Academy, on the night that the town clerk presents, she does bring those out in the vault. And if you participate in the Citizens Academy, you get to see many of those historic documents in the vault. So, yes, it's very interesting.
That's very good.
So, another event was the event cocktail contest that we had.
Oh, yes, that was
at
so fun.
Union Street Tavern. So, people could create a cocktail that would be called the 375th, and Union Street served that cocktail throughout the year. And we had a panel of judges that judged the cocktails and selected whatever.
And I think it was Don Jepson's wife. Well, he's divorced now, but his wife, because she made this herb martini that was to die for.
Yeah.
So we did that.
So we had that.
God, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right. Then the other big event that we had, because didn't we have? Oh my God, that was the year we had the Northwest Park Fair, the first country fair was that year.
Yeah, well, that was the 350th.
Oh, you're right. That was the 350th.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I got my years mixed up.
Now it comes time for the parade, the big culminating event. And we had invited, at the reception, we had invited all the daughter towns to participate in the parade. Many of the 20 were all bringing their high school bands. We had mummers from Philadelphia.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
We had if a daughter town was not bringing their high school band, they were making a float and bringing that. It was going to be the largest parade ever, and did we not get torrential downpours on that Saturday? And it was one of those September storms where it's just raining so hard all day. We had to postpone to Sunday, so we lost a lot of parade entries, mostly from the other towns. And we had many fife and drum corps and things, but they had other commitments. But in the end, what was left made it such a great Windsor hometown parade.
Yep.
Because it was Windsor school. All the Windsor schools participated. Each school had either built a float or their kids were in it, and it was a real Windsor event.
Oh, yeah.
In the end. Yeah.
Yeah, and the only other big event that we had was we did.
The costume ball. Yeah.
Yes, we did the costume ball.
Yes, we had a costume ball.
So we did a costume ball, and we got a whole committee of people together. And Bob McAllister was here earlier. What we ended up doing on it's a town event. What we ended up doing was our centerpieces for each of the town. It was actually in East Windsor. We had it at the La Renaissance.
Yes, it was at
Yes,
La
La Renaissance.
Another hotsy-totsy event.
But we had these, and we got, what are they? Dahlias.
Oh, yeah.
McAllister's dahlias and Colette's dahlias, so people from all over town, because Bob McAllister used to give his tubers away to everybody.
Yes.
So we reached out to all those people, and they brought us dahlias.
They were
So we would
beautiful.
have this bowl that was in the center, and then we had glass beads, and then a fish, and then a dahlia on top.
So you could dress up from any era.
Yeah.
There was no specific. So we were Roaring 20s. We dressed
Right.
up as Roaring 20s.
I
You were
got-
more colonial
And I got dressed up, and
because you were with John Adams.
I was with John Adams,
Yeah.
who was actually Benjamin Franklin. He did a costume that he did for the entire week.
Yes.
So he could be in costume
Yes.
for the entire
And he
week.
wore it in the parade.
Oh yeah, he wore it in the parade.
Oh.
He was,
It was
so
great.
thrilled. It was
great.
it was a wonderful and
It
great.
was.
And what I do have is I have an entire book of pictures that I will now say on camera. I will get it out and I will bring it to Michelle so she can have it. So that was our 375th.
Oh, one more. We built a giant cake
Oh my God, the cake
for the
Jim
parade.
Did that.
For
Oh
the
yeah, we had
parade.
the cake.
Huge, big flatbed, 3-layer cake, and Jim Jubrey, Peter Souza, Austin Jubrey, and Alex Loomer.
Oh, yeah.
Austin and Alex were like in middle school at the time. They were inside the cake, and they had confetti cannons. So it was playing music. It had all these, we had made candles, and then they were shooting the confetti cannons up out of the cake as it came down Broad Street.
Oh, it was so super.
Yes.
It was so
Yeah,
super.
yeah.
That's our
That's it.
375th. All right.